if you go online, the discourse about moving and leaving the UK and going to Dubai is probably one of the biggest things that people talk about, right? Move to Dubai and don't pay tax. I just came back from Dubai. So this video really kind of caught me at the right time. So let's have a quick listen.
I think there's a lot of people who are trying to find themselves in Dubai. Trust me, Dubai is a place where you can lose yourself if you don't know yourself.
Guys, Black Brits, we need to stop with this Dubai content. Not everyday Dubai. Come on. There are multiple genocides going on in the world, and Dubai is complicit in some of them, including Sudan. We're trying to raise awareness of Palestine, Sudan, Congo, and Dubai is like complicit in quite a few genocides going on. They even participate in modern day slavery by bringing over South Asian migrants to work for little to nothing.
All right, so I understand this guy's point. I'm gonna park the Sudan thing for 1 second. I will talk about Sudan. I want to address the South Asian thing he mentioned. So a lot of people do say this when influencers or people make videos about moving to Dubai. Oh, you know, there is slavery there. I've been to Dubai about 5 times. I go pretty much 2 times a year minimum. I have some business that I do there. And the way that I look at it is this. Yes, the South Asian community, there's Filipinos that go there, there's Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, Indians, and they do live in pretty difficult conditions in areas of Dubai that they just don't show you on social media. I've been to these areas in Dubai. I like to just visit places. I like to go to like the rough neighborhoods. I want to see what's going on. And I've been to some of them places and I've seen how some of them are living and how they all get squeezed into buses. It's not slavery in the way that we probably know it to be in terms of like, you know, I don't know. When I was growing up, when I think of slavery, I always just think of like the way black people were slaves in the 1800s and 1700s, but it's different. But yeah, but the thing is, when you talk to them, like when you talk to some of them, a lot of them are sort of willingly going over because they can't make money in their homeland. And they see it as, well, I'm in Dubai, I make money here and I can send it back home, even though they don't get paid a lot of money. But that's how they see it. They're living and working in very difficult conditions, but I'm just offering that perspective. Am I saying it's right or wrong? No. But I'm just saying that, you know, when you go on the ground and you talk to these people, a lot of them are saying like, you know, we're making this money and we're sending it back to India, we're sending it back to Pakistan, so on and so forth. I just want to make that clear. Let's continue.
And I just want us to I don't know what books you're reading, I don't know what internet you're on, but I really want us to free ourselves from imperialism, colonialism, and capitalism. I get it. Life is hard and we can go to Dubai and not pay tax. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Do that by yourself. We don't need the content on the internet because we are trying to do bigger and better things. And I get it. Yeah, the UK is corrupt. But living here, we are complicit in it, but we have no choice. So we have to work out ways so we can not be so complicit, but we always are going to. But to go to Dubai is a choice. And to go to Dubai is actually participating in that complicity in war crimes.
So I want to support this guy, but this is why I don't like when people say this, because to say that living in Dubai, you're supporting war crimes. Brother, what country are you in? What country is he in? Because unless you're in a country that's completely neutral, like Switzerland, where you could say that we are all supporting something wrong, right? We're all supporting something wrong. We're all sinners in some aspect. So to try and label people who decide to move to another country to better themselves, I don't think that's fair. This iPhone, the minerals used to make this iPhone is done by child labor, right? Am I complicit in child labor? Sometimes you have to just play the cards you're dealt. I don't think that that's a fair assessment. Because if that's the case, yeah, if we want to be high and mighty and righteous, we should not have anything. We shouldn't even be on the internet. You shouldn't have a device. This man recording this video shouldn't have a device. I don't think it's fair. I understand what you're saying though, but I don't think you can say that. My opinion, because you just don't do anything. Because this is child labor and it's supporting war crimes. These headphones supporting war crimes. This supporting war crimes. The metal in this, like, there's minerals and stuff that we're using. That, like, everything we do is supporting the detriment of somebody else. It's capitalism. It's capitalism. There is nothing, like, on an individual level, there's nothing we can do. And I'm very fatalistic when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I don't like it when people say stuff like this, because how can you blame you can't blame, like, one person cannot do much about this. It will take a monumental effort to stop things like this. You got to play the cards you're dealt. It is what it is. You can call it individualism. It is what it is. We're all playing this game.
And I just want us to just quit it with the content. If you want to go to Dubai, but just please stop letting us know, because how do you think you can go to Dubai and not pay tax? How do you think you can go to Dubai and get gold that's super cheap? That gold comes from somewhere. There is no gold in Dubai. How can you go to Dubai and you go into all of these fancy skyscraper restaurants, but none of these staff workers are getting paid those fancy skyscraper salaries? Please, guys, if you're gonna go to Dubai, do what you need to do, but please get off Beyonce's internet telling people how to go to Dubai and what they can do to Dubai, please, because some of us are trying to do something so much better than going to Dubai. Okay.
All right, so like, yeah, man, I'm not sure. I get what you're saying. It's not that I'm against what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I think there's a little context that is just missing. And let's go back to the Sudan thing. So, you know, it's been going on all year, this whole Sudan thing. I didn't really know about it in depth until the other day. So, you know, Sudan take UAE to world court over complicity in genocide. Sudan is taking the UAE to the International Court of Justice, accusing it of supporting Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces. Clearly, I can't speak English today. My mouth is dry. I haven't had any water. That's why. And basically, the argument is that, I read this before, but the argument is that basically the UAE are complicit in the genocide. They are basically supporting it, and they're actually getting gold from Sudan. And that's what's fueling, obviously, Dubai's like gold trade. That's pretty much it. So is that the case? Obviously, it's deeper than what I've just said. There's a lot more depth to it. But I think, you know, we could look at it in so many ways. You know, because the UK have actually sold arms to the UAE, a minority, but they've sold arms to the UAE in the past. So the UK is in some ways complicit. So you living in the UK and putting money in British banks is why you're in the UK. You see what I mean? You see how this argument can just get really twisted and not fair? I just don't think it's a fair argument. That's really the point. Should we stop making Dubai content? I don't really make Dubai content, but should people stop? Like, people can do whatever they want to do. How about you just turn off the internet and don't look? Because that same internet that you're on is fueling someone else's pocket. It could be fueling the death of somebody or the exploitation of somebody. And that is capitalism. So really what we need to do is, and here's another thing, because I'm not someone who says I'm against capitalism, but what I will say is I don't like the argument of, I don't like the argument of being against capitalism without someone providing an alternative. That really gets on my nerves. So I'm not clued up enough. I never sit here and say, I'm an intellectual. I'm just intellectually curious. And I haven't studied enough or read enough to be able to provide you with an alternative to capitalism that I feel is sustainable and that will work. When I do that, I'll make a video about it. But I haven't. So when I see these people making videos, and nothing against this guy, but when I see people making videos, I'm like, yo, I hear what you're saying, but where's your alternative? Give me an alternative. Give me something I can believe in and that majority of people will believe in, so that we can all band together and do something about it. Because we can sit and complain, or we can band together and do stuff. Anyway, I see 20% of you are subscribed. There's about 80% that aren't, and I'm getting a bit pissed off, so please just help me out. And also, I don't know, I'm not trying to make money off the channel just yet. I want to just kind of build the audience. But if you want to buy me a coffee, because as you can see, my throat is dry. That's why I can't read properly. If you want to buy me a coffee, there's a link in the description to do so. Peace.